think's going to have more impact on the ground? Is it Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson?
Derrick Henry, easily. Derrick Henry, what did he rush for? How many yards did he rush for?
It was ridiculous. He was basically the whole team.
182 yards last week.
Lamar Jackson rushes for 60 yards. That's a good, like one guy's job. That's what he does. Lamar Jackson's running complements his throwing and vice versa. But please make no mistake about it. Were Lamar Jackson not an accurate enough passer, the running wouldn't matter that much. He is a quarterback. Like, as I kept mentioning the Warren Sharp stat, he was the most accurate age 21 quarterback in the history of the NFL. More accurate as a rookie than other rookie quarterbacks, including Peyton Manning, who was older than Lamar Jackson when he was a rookie. And Andrew Luck and guys so I understand. Part of the reason for his accuracy is because if you have to defend against the run, then maybe guys are open and all this stuff. So one complements the other. But if you're just talking about, like, influence of the game on the ground, Derrick Henry, who's been slept on until very recently, almost can't be stopped. No, he's going to have a bigger impact on the ground.
Well, I disagree. And the only reason I disagree is because I think that the Ravens defense, they've got veterans on this squad. They got cats who know how to play. And this isn't the Houston Texans and how their defense periodically shows up. The Ravens, you can trust a little bit more. I'm not going to call them the elite defense in the league, but certainly there were big games this year that they showed up, and they are far more than respectable defense. And when I look at it from that perspective, I got to give the edge to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, even though he's completed 66% of his passes this year, has the 27th ranked passing attack with the Baltimore Ravens. He leads that. They are the #1 rushing attack, and he is the leading rusher on the team with over 1,200 yards rushing. He's had 5 100-yard rushing games this year. Another game he's rushed for 95 yards. Another game he's rushed for 86 yards. This dude is an elite runner of the football. And he gets to drop back to pass. And he gets to scramble out of the pocket and throw the football, meaning faking as if he's going to run before flinging one of his passes. I think that stands to have a profoundly more impact, more of a profound impact on the outcome of this game than Derrick Henry. I think that Derrick Henry will show up. I don't think it'll be for 182 yards like he did against the Patriots. I don't think it'll be for 211 yards like he did the last game of the regular season against the Houston Texans. I don't see any of that happening. I think that Derrick Henry is going to have a respectable game of over 100 yards rushing, but he will be somewhat neutralized because the Ravens are going to do everything they can to dare Ryan Tannehill to beat them. As a result, Lamar Jackson is going to be Lamar Jackson, and I think he will shine brighter this weekend.
I think the reason Max alluded to, I think the reason you see the numbers, the eye-popping numbers from Lamar Jackson is his improvement as a passer. I mean, last year, he was the same type of athlete last year, but he was nowhere near as accomplished as a quarterback last year. That's why you're seeing the numbers that he's putting up. I mean, we're talking about a guy in Derrick Henry who has over 1,000 yards just in the second half of games alone. Do you know how crazy that is? Over 1,000 yards in just the second half of games alone. That speaks to how they run the ball and how he punishes you as a defense. Guys start making business decisions. Listen, when you have an elite offensive line like the Tennessee Titans have, and then you got a 6'3", 245-pound running back that's slamming up in there, play after play after play. Guys get tired of that. And you know what? Then that's when those big runs start popping open, particularly in the second half. And you know who the biggest beneficiary of all of that is? Ryan Tannehill, who's the #1 play-action pass guy in the National Football League because of Derrick Henry. So, listen, this is really strength on strength. Okay? We're talking about two teams that kind of mirror each other in how they want to control.
The difference is, and the reason I see Stephen A., I know what, for me, the impulse is to give it to Lamar because Lamar Jackson is Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill in the same guy. So somehow he's probably a more talented runner than Derrick Henry and a more talented passer than Ryan Tannehill. But it combined into the same guy, but it is the same guy. Or if Derrick Henry could throw the ball, he'd also be a quarterback. So if the question is who's the biggest impact on the game, by far, Lamar Jackson. on the ground running the ball, even if you limit Derrick Henry to 96, 102 yards, which is limiting him in the second half, apparently, right? Even if you do that, then it is on Ryan Tannehill, and I bet you he has a big game. Derrick Henry's run game is ridiculous.
Yeah, and the Ravens
Well,
have Go ahead, Stephen.
Let's also keep in mind that last week, Ryan Tannehill threw the ball 15 times, completed 8 passes for 72 yards, and they won a game against the New England Patriots. In other words, Vrabel said, give the damn ball to Derrick Henry and let's call this a day. That's not going to work against the Ravens in my estimation. They're going to dare Ryan Tannehill to beat them. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.